Preface to the Triglot Concordia. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Preface to the Triglot Concordia by F. Bente. Memorialized by the Faculty of Concordia Seminary, St. Louis, Missouri, the Evangelical Lutheran Synod of Missouri, Ohio, and other states assembled as 15th Delegate Synod from June 20 to 29, 1917 at Milwaukee, Wisconsin, unanimously passed the very appropriate resolution to publish as a memorial of the quadricentennial of the Glorious Reformation a German, Latin, English edition of the Book of Concord containing the symbols of the Evangelical Lutheran Church. The work on Concordia Triglota was begun immediately. Chiefly owing to the economic conditions created by the World War, however, the completion of the large undertaking was delayed much longer than anticipated. And the fact that we are now in a position to write the preface to the finished book, together with its detailed indices and extensive historical introductions, we regard and gratefully acknowledge as a special favor of God, whom alone also we credit with whatever merit anyone may anywhere justly ascribe to this work or any part of it. While I, the undersigned, alone am responsible for the Latin and German texts, the English translation of the Triglot is throughout the joint effort of Professor W.H.T. Dow and myself. It is based on the original German and Latin text, respectively, and on the existing English translations, chiefly those incorporated in Jacob's Book of Concord. The preface to the Christian Book of Concord, the Augsburg Confession, the Apology of the Augsburg Confession, and the Treatise of the Power and Primacy of the Pope are translated from the Latin. The Smalcald Articles, the two Catechisms of Luther, the Formula of Concord, and the Visitation Articles from the German. In the Catalogue of Testimonies, the translation of the Introduction, the 10 Theses, and the conclusion are based on the German text, while the passages quoted from Orthodox antiquity are translated from the original Greek and Latin, respectively. Whatever in the texts of the Triglot is included in brackets does not belong to the text proper. When reading the longer passages, it may perhaps, in some instances, be advisable simply to skip the brackets in order not to disturb the natural flow of a period. The Lutheran Church differs from all other churches in being essentially the church of the pure Word and unadulterated sacraments. Not the great number of her adherents, not her organizations, not her charitable and other institutions, not her beautiful customs and liturgical forms and so forth, but the precious truths confessed in her symbols in perfect agreement with the Holy Scriptures constitute the true beauty and rich treasures of our Church, as well as the never-failing source of her vitality and power. Wherever the Lutheran Church ignored her symbols or rejected all or some of them, there she always fell an easy prey to her enemies. But wherever she held fast to her God-given crown, esteemed and studied her confessions, and actually made them a norm and standard of her entire life and practice, there the Lutheran Church flourished and confounded all her enemies. Accordingly, if Lutherans truly love their Church and desire and seek her welfare, they must be faithful to her confessions and constantly be on their guard lest anyone rob her of her treasure. To strengthen this loyalty and to further and facilitate the study of our Golden Concordia, such is the object also of this Jubilee edition, the Triglot Concordia. May God be pleased, as in the past, so also in the future, to bless our Church and graciously keep her in the true and only saving Christian faith, as set forth and confessed in the Lutheran symbols, whose paramount object is to maintain the gem of Luther's Reformation, the blessed doctrine of salvation by grace only, which most wonderfully magnifies the great glory of our God, and alone is able to impart solid comfort to poor sinners. F. Bente, Concordia Seminary, St. Louis, July 4, 1921. End of the Preface to the Triglot Concordia.